Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Cape Coral. My name is Karen Gidley, and I am a licensed practitioner here. I will be leading the meditation this morning. So welcome, welcome. And today, we are focusing the lesson on the monthly theme being root and reboot. And then the weekly title today is Celebrating Life as Source. So I chose a nice, relaxing meditation to get us started. And I would like to start with everyone just finding a comfortable position and gently closing your eyes. And we'll start with the one-sentence affirmation today. And the affirmation to think of and ponder about today is, this one life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. This one life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. And one more time, this life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. And this meditation is based upon the teachings found in the Course of Miracles, published by the Foundation for Inner Peace in California. So you are about to enjoy a very pleasant experience. And as you find yourself in your comfortable position, the only requirement is to feel unrestricted. So let all your muscles be at rest. So take a deep breath and hold it now. 1, 2, and let it out all the way. Let it all out now. And take another deep breath in and hold it. 1, 2, 3, and let it out all the way. And then yet take another deep breath and hold it. 1, 2, 3, and let it out all the way. All of it. And now just relax, floating. Hearing a sound, soft sound far off. And you are getting closer and closer now, hearing the sound of the ocean. You are now hearing the peaceful, restful, serene sound of the ocean. The waves are moving to the shore, and imagine a relaxing wave. And it's moving through you now. Relaxing and quieting every muscle and nerve in your body. You are breathing easily now. Let your body have all the room it needs to relax and let go as you move on to a quiet place within. This quiet place within, what you are experiencing is that place where the small, still voice resides. Now, just as the waves move now toward the shore, let a wave of relaxation move gently up through your legs and through your thighs, through your abdomen. Just let go, relax, and enjoy. And the wave moves up now, up, up, through your body, relaxing every muscle and every nerve. Let go and let all your muscles relax. Imagine now, excuse me, imagine now the waves as they move in toward the shore, the swell breaking and freeing the energy of the ocean as each wave reaches the sand and crashes. You feel the energy and tension releasing from your body. Let go now and feel the peace move into and through your body and mind. You hear the seagulls calling as they float by, drifting and floating easily. As they soar into the distance, as you float easily into relaxation. As you feel peaceful now. Your thoughts, they now drift through slowly, slowly, and slowly. And you now gently push them away. Push them away as you hear the sound of the ocean. You're so relaxed, your body floats easily as you hear the sounds of the ocean. Your body feels weightless, just floating. Your thoughts have drifted past with the seagulls. Gently glide past and gently move out of your vision, easily gone from your mind. You are now in this place, this peaceful, restful place, where you now hear a small, still, quiet voice, gently and peacefully. Listen now to this voice, this loving voice. This voice is speaking to you. This loving voice is whispering softly. Listen to the thoughts, loving you and teaching love. You hear the words, "You are goodness. You are a manifestation of the divine love on this planet. You were brought here in this time to love, to be loved, and to teach love to others. You are perfect as you are. It is not necessary for you to know anything else to experience your birthright, which is wholeness. Your future is assured. You have nothing missing. You are complete as you are. And when you need to know what path to follow, return to the quiet and listen. Rest now assured that you are perfect just as you are. Love yourself, love others, and teach love. Love others, love yourself, and teach love. This one life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. This one life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. This one life is my life right now, and I celebrate it out loud. And when you are ready, bring your awareness back into the room. Wiggle your fingers and your toes, and stretch your arms if you need be. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. And thank you for this time of meditation together. And we will resume at 10:30 celebration, our Sunday celebration. So you may stay here and rest quietly or go out into the foyer and have some water, coffee, or mingle. Look forward to seeing you at 10:30. Namaste.
Hello.
And good morning, everyone. Nice to have you here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Cape Coral, Florida, where the sun is shining, I'm glad to say. And we are in luck because we've got some magnificent music coming up right here from the Big Love Band. Let's make them welcome.
All right, good morning. We're going to sing good morning to everybody. So get up, open up the arms and the legs, and get some moving this morning. Wave away my yesterday, 'cause I'm leaving it behind me. Hello, sunshine, come what may. I feel something new inside me. I hear the birds singing, then my alarm's ringing. Get up, hey! It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day. This morning, I'm stepping on my way. Good morning, you give me strength, give me what I need. I can feel the hope that's rising in me. It's a good morning. Slow down, breathe in, don't move ahead. I'm just living in this moment. I've got my arms raised, unfazed, jump out of bed. Gotta get this party going. I went to bed dreaming, you woke me up singing. Get up, hey! It's a good morning, wake up to a brand new day. Good morning, I'm stepping on my way. Good morning, you give me strength, give me what I need. I can feel the hope that's rising in me. It's a good morning. Wave away my yesterday, 'cause I'm leaving it behind me. Hello, sunshine, come what may. I feel something new inside me. I hear the birds singing, now my alarm's ringing. Get up, hey! It's a good morning, wake up to a brand new day. This morning, I'm stepping on my way. Good morning, you give me strength, give me what I need. I can feel the hope that's rising in me. It's a good morning. 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 Good morning.
And a good morning indeed. All righty. The old Big Love Band. Let's give them another round of applause, shall we? They certainly spark up our day quite a bit indeed. Good to have you here this morning, and we want to make mention that Karen Gidley, one of our licensed practitioners, is holding the high watch, as it's called, and that is that she is keeping a meditative consciousness, knowing that all is in perfect divine right order here, and in doing so, enabling everything just to fall into place in a most magnificent and easy way. Well, wherever you are on your spiritual path, we welcome you here. We believe that we are co-creators of the divine and that you can change your entire life by simply changing your mind. Indeedy, those thoughts indeed. Ernest Holmes is the gentleman who is the founder of our philosophy, and we teach the universal truths here. Truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. Please visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events. To submit a prayer request, you can do that there, or to send us your comments and questions. Yes. We want to say thank you again to that Big Love Band because they've got another song for us. All right.
All right,
We're
that's
going to
good.
live in this moment. This moment.
I'm gonna go polka a little bit here.
If this life is one man, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just want to be free. I will not waste my days king up all kinds of ways. Worry about all the things will not happen to me. So I just let go. What I know I don't know, and I know I only do live. I live in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, peace to my mind, peace to my heart, peace to my soul. Wherever I'm going, already home, living in the moment. I'm letting myself off the hook for things that I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong. And I believe this thing can be the same for everyone. And if I fall asleep, I know you'll be one who always reminds me. Living in the moment, living my life, it's easy and breezy, peace to my mind, got peace to my heart, got peace to my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, got peace to my mind, got peace to my heart, got peace to my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, I'm living in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, peace to my mind, got peace to my heart, got peace to my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment.
Oh, they do good work, don't they? Oh, don't sit down, don't sit down. We got to stand up. We got to give a blessing to everyone here. Oh, yes, indeedy. As we stand, we welcome everyone to the center, and let's say the words as you can see them up there on the screen together. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. Yeah, yeah. And more good music.
Okay, so this song, thank you, Big Love Band, for helping this newest song of mine come together. I really appreciate that. This song, this moment in time, started in my head in 2016 when a dear friend of mine, Nancy, who is still alive with us now, thought that her whole body was falling apart piece by piece. And she's still with us, and she's still teaching music and living right on. And it just kind of stuck in my brain for a long time. Again, 2016, wow, a long time ago. And then all of a sudden, you know how you get those Facebook memories and stuff comes back? It came back. And yeah, right? I know, right? And then all of a sudden things started happening here again. You know, like we moved down to Florida and Irma welcomed me. And then a few years later, all of a sudden Ian happens, right? And oh my gosh. And then people, you know, people here in this room like Patty and Scott helped me finish the song. So I'm grateful for all of you. And I hope you enjoy this moment in time. That dog you have at home, that cat, that horse, pet him today. Here we go. Got the right setting? No. falling apart piece by piece. Is there anything more that I can release? I say no, but then I say yes. We never know what will happen, I guess. Another loss, another change. How many things in my life can I rearrange? I say two, but then I say 10. Time for a great new journey once again. And we know where we are in this moment of time. So breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the sun. Pet your dog, pet your cat, pet your horses too. For you need them and they need you. Hug your dog, hug your cat, hug your partner too. For you love them and they love you. Heard my little dog moan, so I went to him. Wiped the dirt from his eyes and he gave me a grin. And so I took a breath and smiled at him too. The simplest things bring pleasure, yes they do. How do we get through all of this pain? I don't even know how much time remains. So I take a breath and realize what's true. Where we are right now is what matters, me and you. And we know where we are in this moment of time. So breathe in, breathe out, and enjoy the sun. So pet your dog, pet your cat, pet your horses too. For you need them and they need you. Say hello to that stranger waving at you. For they need you and you know it too. Hug your dog, hug your cat, hug your best friend too. For you love them and they love you. For you love them and they love you.
Boy, they sure know how to live out loud, huh? Yeah. I know. Good morning, my beloveds. My name is Idalia Romero. I'm a religious science certified practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Cape Coral. I'm also a practitioner at the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living in Maryland. I just recently moved here, probably 6 to 7 months ago now. And I too was welcomed by Hurricane Ian. So, you know, you have all these hurricanes welcoming you into town. So I'm good to go now. You know. But anyway, I have the honor today to do a reading for you guys. And I just want to share a couple of things because this theme, you know, root and reboot is continuous for me. I'm continuously rebooting myself and my life because I feel like I'm always learning something. And that's been the theme this month, and celebrating life as source is today's topic. So I just want to read a little summary about that. We have spent this month reminding ourselves of who we are, through the basics of science of mind. Today's the final step, and it's the most important one of all. We prepare ourselves to surrender into our life. Surrender into our life and into this year. What if we were to surrender to Spirit, Source, itself entirely? This is what it takes to live out loud. When we surrender our falsehoods, our fears, and our doubts, we free ourselves to live out loud in celebration. Every day becomes a day to celebrate the simplicity and the beauty of life itself. Isn't that wonderful? We can do that. This month we've gone through the journey of rebooting, of course, with the introduction. I heard a story about every book that we read. At the beginning, if we read the beginning and we read the end, it tells you what the whole book is about, right? So just the fact that we've gone through this every year at the beginning, it will tell us what this whole book is about. Because for me, it's been a journey, and I absolutely love these teachings. It's in every fiber, cell, and tissue of my being. And I just want to share from Ernest Holmes, the first cause, spirit, mind, or that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff and intelligence from which everything comes from, the power back of creation. That is the thing itself. In the study of science of mind, we accept this belief, this thing, and believe in it. This acceptance, belief, trust in how this thing works, because it works if we work it. It works if I work it, if I work it. So I just want to end with this reading from Discover the Power Within You, one of my favorite people too, besides Ernest Holmes, Eric Butterworth. In his book, he says, according to an old Hindu legend, there was a time when all men were gods, but they so abused their divinity that Brahma, the chief god, decided to take it away from men and hide it where they would never again find it. Where to hide it became the big question. When the lesser gods were called in council to consider this question, they said, we will bury man's divinity deep in the earth. But Brahma said, no, that will not do, for man will dig deep into the earth and find it. Then they said, well, we will sink the divinity into the deepest ocean. But again, Brahma replied, no, not there, for man will learn to dive into the deepest waters, will search out the ocean bed, and they will find it. Then the lesser gods said, we will take it to the top of the highest mountain and there hide it. But again, Brahma replied, no, for man will eventually climb every high mountain on earth. He will be sure someday to find it and take it up again for himself. Then the lesser gods gave up and concluded, we do not know where to hide it. For it seems there's no place on earth or in the sea that man will not eventually reach. Then Brahma said, here is what we will do with man's divinity. We will hide it deep down in man himself, for he will never think to look for it there. Duh. Ever since then, the legend concludes, man has been going up and down the earth, climbing, digging, diving, exploring, searching for something that is always in himself. 2,000 years ago, a man named Jesus found it and shared its secret. But in the movement that sprung up in his name, the divinity in man has been the best kept secret of the ages. The source itself. And that's what we celebrate today. So with that, I will now introduce our magnificent, and I mean magnificent, creative energy, divine essence of himself, Reverend, our senior minister, Reverend Chris Lahiff.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, good morning. It's my favorite place to be. We're back, and you're back, and people are watching at home. So everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, what a way to wake up. I love the music. Colette, like get a little teary, but it's awesome. It's awesome. That's alchemy, so I love that. Just good energy. And everybody here, thank you. So, without further ado, you know me, I have a lot to say, and I got to squeeze it in. So let's get rolling, because today is no different. Because today, though, is a very, very important day. I'm not talking about the Super Bowl, which happens in a couple weeks, or the conference championships, which happen today. I'm not talking about National Play Your Ukulele Day, which for Colette is on Thursday, February 2nd. No. I am talking about today is the day where we bring it all together, this entire month of teachings, just like Idalia told us in the reading, that this is the culmination of it all, of the foundation of the principles that sustain us, that we learn in this wonderful philosophy known as the science of mind. So, a quick recap. Week 1, we talked about the thing itself, that there's only one. And we hear that saying, like, we are all one. And for some people, that seems like too out there, like, no, we're really not, because I'm not like that person. We are not one. We're separate. But I explained how, logically and inarguably, if you pull far enough back, there's only one thing, one universe, one group of multiverses, infinite group, whatever. There's only one thing. So literally, we really are one. We are part of that one thing. And we started to lean in the next week into that. It was the universal voice of how it expresses. That one thing that we're talking about, I call it God or spirit. People call it source, nature, consciousness. It doesn't matter what we call it. But that one thing in week 2 becomes the universal voice, that it is this constant bubbling up of expression throughout the entire universe. The nature, the mountains that, take eons to form, the flowers that are in constant bloom, the rainbow that appears is all the body of God expressing for itself to enjoy, and that we are part of that expression too. And human beings, that we are thinking beings, means that that universe is also a thinking being. So then it gets to turn into this interactive universal voice, that we get to receive the impress, have free will to decide what we want to use, what we want to follow, and what we want to leave behind. We are now consciously co-creating what that reality is with every thought that we have and every choice we make. So that then led us into week 3, where we are talking about the internal song. And that's when we, listen and take these impulses and desires from the thing itself and express them. And literally, the words that we say, remember we talked about abracadabra, that as I speak, I create. That is how we are literally creating our reality, by the thoughts we hold in our minds. And so it becomes a practice. Then we were blessed last week with Malika's talk, staying consistent with life. And so these thoughts that we hold, these practices, the spiritual practices that we incorporate in our life, we stay consistent. That it is this gradual evolution of the choices we make that then creates the reality that we are in. We've had it, human beings have kind of been a little backwards for a long time. We have the tendency to see what's going on in our external world, and we let that then dictate how we feel inside. And that's the exact opposite of what we should be doing, because what we hold inside is creating our reality out there. Just in the logical ways of how the attitudes that we hold influence how we show up in the world and how we interact with others. And then that influences how people interact back. But then also in the metaphysical way, that we are literally that thing, that divinity that was hidden within us, that is the creative power. And it really is, what is out there is actually the mirror of what's going on in here. So we see it in our personal lives. Where is the chaos in our lives, and where do we need to find that calm within ourselves? And so that's through these consistent practices that Malika taught us about. And that applies to the collective too, because when we look out into the external world, then that's a reflection of what we're holding in our collective consciousness. And so it's that same kind of chaos that's within that's projecting out, and we keep looking out there and blaming it for the way that we're feeling inside, but we've got to flip it. And that begins the only way it can begin, which is one by one. So now this week, wrapping it all together. I mentioned a couple weeks ago that, when you ask, you shall receive. When you knock, the door will be opened unto you. Well, this philosophy, the science of mind, Centers for Spiritual Living, there's so many ways to knock and have that thing itself expose itself to you, to come in and just answer your call. But the science of mind, I'm going to talk about 3 different ways today of how we've got tools to knock. And when we practice these consistently, it will be open to us. So going all the way back to week 1 of January, I alluded to the fact that when I describe everything as one, that is the first step of spiritual mind treatment. So for anybody that's not familiar with spiritual mind treatment, it's what we practice. We call it affirmative prayer. It's a very well-designed formula for making prayer, in Ernest Holmes' opinion and our opinion, more effective when we combine these 5 elements, that it shifts something within our consciousness, it shifts the way we react, and it shifts that collective consciousness. And so I've been hinting at it all, each of my talks for the first 3 weeks, that I will tie it all together and bring this to you. So I don't want you to overthink this. That's one tendency that happens. And if anybody hasn't taken classes, or if you're in your first classes, we'll go through it in the classes too. And I want you to know I'm available to you. So if you're not familiar with it and this lights you up, please reach out to me. I'm here for you, and I want to help more people experience the power that effective prayer can have. So that first week, when we recognize that everything is that one, this is the first stage of what we call affirmative prayer. Recognition. All we're doing is recognizing that there is only one thing. And when we're creating a prayer, it's not about the words we use. The words are used to create the feeling. They get us into that space. And that's where the magic happens. That's where we are co-creating with the infinite. So whatever it takes to recognize that one thing is awesome. I picture the universe and the galaxies and just mind-boggling. I just love it, that it is such an amazing thing. And that's it. I just recognize that and just go, wow, yeah, there's something bigger than me, and it's pretty amazing. And then the second step, I talked about this in the week 2, unification. When we recognize that thing is expressing through us and that we are expressing with it, we, by definition, are part of that one. This is all we're doing in the second step, is we're just acknowledge that I am that thing. And then in the third week, when we went into the internal song, this is where we state what it is that we are attracting into our life, what we are creating. We call it affirmative prayer because it's not an asking or a beseeching, it's a statement. And we say it in the affirmative as if it already is. So this is really, Neville Goddard was a great teacher that taught us that same thing. Like, you are assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are knowing it in your mind. So the way that affirmative prayer works, instead of saying I don't want to be sick, take my sickness away, I don't want this cold. We just acknowledge that behind it, that there is a power that we are co-creating with. And so we say, I know that right now, that virus that might have hit me for a second is falling away. I know that my body is functioning with the ease and the grace that is the universe, because there is a perfect flow, and it is my body now. And so I affirm that each and every second I am feeling better and better. We just state it in the affirmative, and then we know it. And we use the words and however you visualize in your mind, however you sense in your body, until you fully feel it, that it is real. And once you're there, then your work is really done, because then we just move into the last steps, which is this Thanksgiving, When we hold gratitude, it's a way of saying, I know that this is sure to be. So I give thanks because I know, like in my mind, I've already created it because I can see it there. So I know in the mind of spirit, it's already there. So I give thanks. And then we move on to the final step, which is just release. We let it go. So we let it go. We know that Spirit's working on it. We take the steps and actions that we feel we do, that we are inspired to take, and we just let it be and watch it unfold because it's a magical thing. When I look back over my life at all the spiritual mind treatments that I've done, all the things that have led up to me being on this stage, a lot of those prayers didn't necessarily happen the way that I thought that they would happen. But when we have the gift of hindsight, like every little thing that looked like a hurdle or a roadblock or something was steering me right where I needed to be. This stuff works. You'll hear lots of people in Science of Mind say that. This stuff works. Or they might use another word. This works. But it really does. And so this is a powerful tool for knocking and letting that door open unto you. And as you do that, as a regular practice, keeping it consistent, like Malika told us last week, it gets more and more powerful, more a part of your being. Because this is what I think the whole purpose of spiritual practices, of spiritual gatherings and communities like this, of all religion, I think it, in my opinion, it should all be simply to get us into a tangible experience of the divine, of the infinite. Because when we have that, fear of death falls away. Any fear of, lack, fear of how somebody can harm me, like the real me that's at the core of that one thing itself, nothing can take away from that, nothing can add to it. And so that's why I think spiritual practice is such a powerful tool, and that's why this day today is so important. Because if we start here in this space and then just live it, that throughout this whole year, I want people to be able to experience and feel God or Spirit, or whatever you call it, in a tangible way and use that in our life. Spiritual practice. So these 3 ways of knocking, this is powerful, powerful stuff. So now all that, it can get a little bit much, but there is a simple way to remember it. And this is, the first time I heard of this, it was described to me that they were using it in a youth group. And it's just a way to help kids and to help anybody just remember through this. So it's just 1. God is. That's it. God is. It's everything. 2. I am. And then that's just saying I am one with it. 3. This is. And that's where we state what it is that we are affirming, that we are bringing into our life. Once we're there, we feel it, perfect. We let it go, and then we move on. 4 is thank you. We just say thank you, and then the 5th step, we release it, and you're going to get my Bitmoji 5. And so it is. Yeah. I don't know how Apple does it, but they do. And so that's it. Simple, just practice, be with it, reach out to me if you want a little help tweaking it. Now, the next way that we knock on the door, that we show our intention of what is important to us, is something that's being demonstrated in big ways here in the center. And this is the perfect time that I would like to also acknowledge everybody who's been volunteering their time, who has been serving. My whole life changed when I asked myself, what do I want most importantly for my legacy to be? And it was to serve. And at that point in my life, I was at a turning point, and I was waiting tables. And up until I realized that, I was listening to the people around me who were saying, I can't be as old as that guy waiting tables. I would be horrible. To all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, I want to serve, and that's literally what I'm doing. Everything changed in my life by flipping the way that I was realizing what I was doing. I was literally doing what I felt like my highest purpose was. So when I shifted that, my life switched. So here, with all the people that are volunteering, we have our volunteers of the month, who are going to be Roger and Gail Novak, for all the work and all the effort that they put in. If you want to stand up, that would be great. I'd like to honor you. Thank you both very much. We won't let you, Roger. Please don't do that to us. Please. You get the parking spot out front for the whole month of February because they earned it. And so many people have pitched in, but it was really great. Like I came in and I heard a little bit about them, and then we had that beautification weekend. And Roger is appearing to be in charge of the crew that's cleaning out the shed. And everything came out, everything was sorted, and what we needed we put back, and it was amazing at all the work that happened here that day. But then even more amazing is when I came in Monday to work, Roger was back. He was still back finishing up even more. And so, I mean, it's just amazing. And so that's how communities like this really thrive, and I think it's also how individuals thrive. Oh, there's the last of that. So Desmond Tutu says, do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. There is no small act. Anything that you do intentionally outside of what you were normally going to do is a tipping on the scales. If you see that thing and you're like, somebody should pick that up or somebody should do that, and you ignore it, it's not going to end the world. It just, it just is. If you see it and like somebody should do that, and you're like, oh wait, I am that somebody, and I'm going to go do it. That's something out of your normal step of action. That is an intentional tipping of the scales of where collectively we create shift in this world. And those little things that are not little at all overwhelm the world when we add them up. And Howard Zinn says the very same thing. Small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. So when they say many hands make light work, that's light with a capital L. They make the light. They bring the light into the world. That's what the many hands are. The reason now that I'm also bringing this in today's talk is because a couple weeks ago we had our community meeting, and we are attracting to us a youth and family program that is going to bring a powerful, way of being to young ones. It's going to bring more families into our center to where we end up with a full spectrum of age groups and really create shift in the world by offering practices of being calm, of being still, and opening up to this thing that's bigger than us. And so we were like, all the people that were offering to volunteer, and we started saying, okay, well, we need at least 4 practitioners a month, 4 lay people to make sure we have 2, because we don't want to burn anybody out that's in there every week. And so we said, who do we ask? And it's amazing because we haven't even made this announcement until this right now that we are, putting out an offer, an opportunity for people to serve, that it's a sacred thing. And a couple more of the spots have already filled up just today before we even said it. So this energy is flowing there. It's in the mind, and it's a wonderful blessing that we get to be a part of. So if you are interested in up-leveling your own life, knocking on that door and seeing what returns, one of the best ways is to be in service. And so we have people, Melissa Tuff, most everybody I'm sure knows Melissa, is amazing. And she maintains, I don't know how many things she's got going in her mind at one time, but it's really amazing how she keeps it all together. Reach out to her or myself or anybody that you see serving in any capacity, because we have lots of teams and lots of opportunities. And this goes even for people that watch online, because there's ways to serve without ever having to come to the center through meetings and organizing. So we're looking for team leads on some teams, but care and compassion team, activities team, kitchen team, the youth program. There's so many different ways, and that science is telling us too that one of the best indicators of quality of life and longevity of life is your connection to others. Absolutely, thank you. Yes, sign up on the table right back there, and you will be contacted. And that it is, it's giving of ourselves, but it's really not an altruistic thing, because we receive like even more than what we give. And so the more people that we have, that many hands make light work, we just create this center that continues to thrive and grow. All right. One last thing. One last way of knocking. Meditation. Now, I don't want anybody to hear the word and get overwhelmed. Some people hear meditation and it conjures, images of maybe weirdness, or maybe I can't clear my mind. I can't stop thinking. I just can't do it. Like, no, it's a million and one ways to meditate for any one individual. The ways are infinite, and it doesn't matter what resonates with you. Keep it simple, make it complex, whatever is called to you. But Eckhart Tolle tells us, one conscious breath. And what he means by this is just like right where we're at right now, we can just prepare ourselves, like I'm going to watch my breath entering through my nose. I'm just going to observe it and feel the sensations, and maybe notice sensations in my body, and I'm going to notice as my chest rises, and then I'm going to wholeheartedly put my focus on my breath out, and that's it. That's one conscious breath. So if you are in on this with me, let's take a second and let's just do that. Let's just breathe in awarely with awareness. And I don't know what all of you experienced, but I feel space seem to expand. I feel myself kind of melt into the space around me in just that one breath. And that's a meditation. And so the more times that we do that on a daily basis, the scientific properties and evidence back it up, that we learn how to observe our minds. We learn how to recognize when the thoughts come up. In week 2, when we talked about, or maybe it was week 3, the voice within us that says, yeah, but, yeah, that was great, yeah, but, and we want that other shoe to drop. We start to recognize when that voice within us, the denier, shows up and says, you can't do that. Like, we start to recognize that there's different voices. So the more we just take time just to observe the breath, observe what rises in our mind, it becomes a powerful, powerful tool for learning about ourselves and for connecting, knocking on that door and inviting that in. Malika told us last week, prayer, affirmative prayer, we are speaking into the creative mechanism of the universe, and it has a creative power. But when we meditate, we are sitting and receiving, and that's when Spirit talks to us. And it is always talking to us, but until we learn how to just stop and observe a little bit, we might miss it. So, to celebrate life as source, says, this was a definition, one of them that I found online, to praise someone or something, or to say that someone or something is great or important. Gail and Roger, thank you. And we celebrate it every time that we remember to take a breath, every time we remember to take that inspired action, every time we remember that we are powerful, infinite beings, and that we have a purpose here on this planet. So we truly are all one. And through that all, there's only one energy, and that's love with a capital L. Not the mushy Valentine's Day kind of love, but love that is so much bigger, that force that holds the universe, the galaxies together, that breathes our body, pumps our hearts. That's it. That's love. And that's all that matters. We are just one love. So let's take that into a prayer. We'll just go within for a moment if we can. Just recognizing that one thing, all infinite nature, the source of all, the original consciousness, that is God. I recognize that. And I acknowledge that I am part of that. So everything that I say for myself is spoken into that one thing. And I recognize that everybody here is part of that one thing. So as I allow my mind to meld into the one mind with all that is, and I let go of my over-rationalizing human mind and just allow the Spirit to flow through, then I can affirm that everyone here has everything they need within. that kingdom of heaven is within, and that it is ready to open that door as each and every one knocks on that door. And that as we do, we deepen our practice, we take those steps, we see positive change in our individual lives that ripples out into our collective consciousness of humanity. And one small change at a time is how we truly create this world that works for everyone. So I know that everybody, as we go forward throughout this next week, is lifted up, is carried and comforted by that infinite light. And that reminds and brings us to that place within where we can recognize that infinite light with a capital L. So I offer thanks for each and everybody that is participating in this throughout today, throughout this week, throughout this year. I offer thanks for that creative mechanism of the universe that takes our words and our thoughts and makes it manifest in our world. And I just know that it is already done as I have that picture in my mind, as we see peace unfold throughout this planet and all that is. So then I just let these words go, knowing that it's already done. And I just allow myself a smile on my face to sit back and enjoy as we get to see it unfold in one small act at a time. And I affirm that this is so, and I let these words go and simply say, and so it is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. I can feel it. Okay, so now we've got the ushers moving forward, because this is the time, too, that small, simple acts create this energy and our intention of how we show up in the world. So this is where we have a chance to add in the abundance of the universe. There was one other thing with this that, thank you for coming up. Last week, Malika talked about we are here in this building, in this space, because of contributions and efforts that have been started over 40 years ago, and everything that led up to it. And what else is true is that in 40 years from now, when there's a group of people here celebrating spirit, celebrating love, and creating that beacon of light that continues to expand and shift the world, 40 years from now, those people will be here because of what we contribute and offer now. So it's not about keeping the lights on for the month, even though that's important. It's really about building an ongoing and lasting legacy to what we say is important. So there's lots of ways to give. I'm going to do mine now too. So text a tithe is my favorite way because it's very easy. So there's a phone number, 239-320-3820, and you text it, and the first time it'll have you set up your information. After that, you just send a number amount, and it's done. You can send your contribution through PayPal. PayPal at cslcapecoral.org, or go to that same website, cslcapecoral.org, and hit the donate button. You can also mail a check to Center for Spiritual Living, 406 Southeast 24th Avenue, Cape Coral, Florida, 33990. And then for those of us in person, ushers will be coming around with the baskets, and then we'll have an affirmation for it. If you have any prayer requests, you can put them in here as well, and we will make sure that they get to the affirmative prayer team, the healing prayer team, as we create more of that energy. It's a powerful thing. So here's the affirmation. Please join me as we say, today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of the center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. Thank you.
Standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good. Standing as
So we offer thanks and appreciation for this infinite flow of the universe that's always moving through each and every one. We offer thanks for the donations and thanks for the time and talents of everybody who is serving this community in deep ways. And we give thanks for all those who are moving into the place of joining in that service as we continue to create this loving community and really doing the blessing and the work of that one infinite throughout this world. So I know that this money is received with a grateful heart and that it is expanding and creating more and more good. And so it is. Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We have John for some announcements.
It's my turn already. Ooh, okay. You can find out what's going on around the center here by checking your email, or you can pick up a flyer in the lobby there, and visit our website at cslcapecoral.org to view and register for any of the upcoming events and classes. And this is the last week to join on Wednesdays from 7 to 9:30, The Essential Ernest Holmes. I just dug that book out, as a matter of fact, a day or so ago. You could join Reverend Chris with the Essentials for Ernest Holmes for a 10-week course, and that has a investment of $145 in payment and plans. Potential scholarships are available there. What else is going on? Well, Mindful Moments meditation with Karen Gidley. That is coming up each Thursday evening, and this coming Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. on Zoom. As a matter of fact, there is a $5 love donation per meeting there. What else is coming up? Well, I'll tell you. Hidden Figures, a spiritual cinema coming up, a movie we have for you. Join us Friday, February 10th is when that's going to be happening, 7 to 9 p.m. for Spiritual Cinema Night. That's a mouth twister. Hidden Figures in honor of Black History Month. Snacks and beverages will be provided. There is a $5 love donation suggested. Youth ministry, we're in the process, as Reverend Chris was mentioning, of creating our new youth ministry. Foundations class level, if you would like to be teaching in that, you have to have taken foundations already. You would be interested in serving one Sunday a month, please speak with Reverend Chris. He'll bring you up to date on all the facts and figures there. Midweek tune-up goes on Wednesdays from noon to 1:30, and usually on the outside, but if it's too hot or too cold, we meet on the inside here and have a wonderful time with discussion of what's going on, a kind of a midweek tune-up, as it's called. What else is there? Well, we want you to leave with something heavy on your heart or something that's bothering you. Do let us pray it over. Practitioners will be available for prayer up here in the front, and or breakout rooms available immediately following service. And we thank you, and we know you're going to have a magnificent week, just a magnificent one.
All right. We're actually going to do that final step that Chris mentioned today. We're going to release, and I think all of us know, this song, right?